Recording in progress. Here we go. So, for our viewers, this is a totally unrehearsed phone call, right? We're on with Heather Farwell. Heather is a board member, but she's also a parent of one of our students, Alex. And during our campaign, our Stronger Together campaign, what I want to do is bring these conversations closer to our donors so they really understand the impact of their donations. Donors who are watching this or just supporters, it's important that you put faces with names, and you hear these stories. So, and this is totally unscripted. Like I said, I sent Heather just a couple of ideas that we might talk about, but other than that, we just want you to see the real. And so, Heather, if you wouldn't mind, I know you, but anybody who's watching this, would you mind just introducing yourself, where you live and what you do, and then we'll kind of go from there.
I'm Heather Farwell. I live in Pawnee City, and it's about an hour and a half southeast of Lincoln. And I work as a physician assistant, so work in healthcare. I'm married and I have two boys, and Alex is my oldest, who is 20 and has autism. And yeah.
Okay. So we're going to talk about Alex here in just a second, but how did you come across NTC? How did that become part of your world?
Yeah. So actually, my brother-in-law was at a fundraiser and heard about NTC, and Alex was probably 16 or so at that time. And I'm like, I'm going to make a call. And I called you, and we talked for 45 minutes or so. And you made the comment, you might be a good fit for the board. And kind of a busy time in my life. And I came home and I talked to my husband about it. And I said, do I really have time for this? But I said, this is big for Alex, and this is huge. Like, this is his future. And I'm like, yep. We both looked at each other, and I said, I've got to make time because it's important and it's a great organization.
Yeah, I love that. And it's most of us can understand that, right? Do I have time? I don't really have time, but I have to make time, especially for
Yeah.
something so important. Let's talk a little bit about Alex. What are and I'm gonna be talking to Alex. I'm gonna bring Alex to our donors here in the next few days. But can you tell me a little bit about, just tell me about Alex. Tell our donors. I'd
Yes.
love to get mom's, take on who Alex is.
So Alex was diagnosed at 2.5 and did a lot of therapy when he was younger, and is a great kid. Has done some great things in high school with speech and one act and singing and all those things. And he loves music and movies, and he's a people pleaser, great kid. But we really looked at, like, he's not really a candidate for traditional college. He had some adapted classes in high school, but was able to graduate. And really, thankfully, we had this to look at to say, what's next? He's always told me, even though he's a great kid, he does not want to live with his mom and dad, and he wants to live on his own. And ever since we found out about it, that's been his goal, is to be on his own.
How is he? What is your perception of the difference NTC has made in his life? Can you see
Oh,
a
it's
change from the
yeah.
beginning? How many classes has he gone through, and kind of what's his future looking like with NTC?
Yeah, so he's starting his last 8 hours this last 2 quarters with NTC, and we're able to talk about banking, and he's gotten more confident driving and transportation and just advocating for himself. If something's lost or missing, I always think, oh, I've got to call and see if they found that. But he's taken care of it. He's driven to wherever it was, and just a lot of growth in him personally, and wants to definitely learn cooking and all those parts about being on his own. He's really excited about.
And he's going to be doing the residential program, right? That's coming up,
He
probably
is,
looking at the
yeah,
2025, 2026 year that starts next August. What is that,
yeah,
when you start to think about what that means for you guys,
yeah.
when he graduates and looking into that future,
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know,
when your child's diagnosed, you don't know. You don't know what if they're going to live with you forever, if they're going to have friends, if they're going to, have a job and a life and be able to just kind of function in society and all those things that you want for all your typical children. And so it's big for us. It's big that this program's affordable. It's big that kids can do this and it's not a huge hardship to parents because just the diagnosis itself and all it comes with can be expensive. And so the fact that this program is there, first of all, just there because there's nothing like it and affordable. And that's why I want to be on the board and be part of this organization because it does so many great things.
well, you kind of answered the next question I was going to say, is there anything you'd like our donors and supporters to know from you? Is there any last message that you'd like to tell them?
I mean, the instructors and the classes and the feedback that I get and the detailed feedback that I get from the instructors. I mean, it's just amazing the quality that this program provides. Again, I just think I mean, it's been developed by NTC and a lot of thought is put into it. And it's just whether you start with one or two classes or what your goal is, I mean, it helps all those things, independence, job, living on their own. And it's amazing.
Awesome. Heather,
So
is there anything
support,
else you want to
support
say?
us.
Last words?
Please, yeah, support the organization because it's just it gives these kids a chance and it's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Heather, for joining us. And just to end it out, Heather Farwell is one of our board members, but she's also a parent. I was going to say she serves dual roles, but the number one role is parent to
Yeah.
Alex. And so thank you so much, Heather, for joining us tonight. And we'll let you get back to what you're doing.
Thanks.